More than 70% of our planet is covered by water, yet an enormous 80% of this remains unexplored and unmapped, according to the US National Ocean Service. In short, there are tons of crazy things lurking in the deep. Many wonders of the underwater world aren't even native to the Big Blue. Shipwrecks, entire cities, and treasure are just some of the incredible man-made things that lie on the seabed waiting to be found. Not all things wait to be found, however, plenty of crazy and cool stuff has washed up on shores across the globe. These items certainly raise questions and, in some cases, can even provide the answers to previously unknown mysteries. Here is the list of 10 mysterious things that nearly stopped divers' hearts.
Don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon for more spooky content.
Number 10. Sea spiders. The Southern Ocean giant sea spider is the stuff of nightmares. Its leg span of 25 centimeters more or less equals to that of the world's largest land spiders like the Goliath bird-eating tarantula of South America. But there are two reasons why arachnophobes shouldn't fear this beast. It lives at the bottom of the ocean around Antarctica and it's not actually a spider. Many sea spiders are carnivorous, dining on worms, jellyfish, and sponges. They have a giant proboscis to suck up their food, says Florian Lies at Ruhr University Bochum in Germany. Like true spiders, some sea spiders have 8 legs, but not all do. Some have 10 and even 12 legs, says Lies. Curiously though, their bodies don't appear to have much else apart from their long legs and proboscis. They don't really have a body, says Lies. They have their organs in their legs. These creatures are sometimes called the Pentapoda, meaning all legs, because of their bizarre anatomy. The lack of an obvious body means sea spiders don't need to bother with the respiratory system. Simple diffusion can deliver gases to all of the tissues. The Southern Ocean giant sea spider is one of the most common sea spiders in the waters around Antarctica. It also lives in coastal waters of South America, South Africa and Madagascar down to a depth of 4.9 kilometers. Number 9. Venus flytrap anemone. The Venus flytrap sea anemone is a comparatively large anemone whose shape and movement are much like those of a Venus flytrap plant. These sessile, benthic animals can be found in warm waters of the Atlantic Ocean. They are adaptable creatures that, although rare, thrive in environments where conditions are favorable. The Venus flytrap sea anemone varies greatly in size from just a few inches tall to a foot tall and almost like a foot in diameter. Aerulla's size depends on age and the available food supply. Like other anemones, the Venus flytrap anemone resembles a flower but is actually an animal. It consists of a stem-like body topped with a wide mouth-like disc surrounded by tentacles. These anemones vary in color. They often have white or pastel bodies with brightly colored discs and tentacles in shades of pink and orange. They are unusual among anemones because they stand upright and yet are not fully anchored to the substrate. This allows the animal to be swept away rather than buried when the sediment shifts with underwater currents. If threatened, the Venus flytrap anemone can close its disc with the tentacles inside and retract itself so only the stem remains exposed. Number 8. Squid worm. Some scientific discoveries are exciting because they have the potential to save lives and revolutionize the way we live. Others are exciting because they fundamentally change the way we view ourselves and the world around us. And others are exciting because they involve a worm with tentacles on its head. This is the third kind of discovery. The squid worm looks like a fusion animal, half squid and half worm. In fact, it's all worm, a member of the group that includes familiar earthworms and leeches. It just happens to have 10 long tentacles on its head. The tentacles are elastic and extendable, and they can be longer than the squid worm's 10 cm body. 2 of them, the yellow ones, are used for feeding. The other 8 are used to breathe or possibly to feel its way around. Its head also carries 2 feathery brush-like structures called neural organs that act like a nose, picking up chemical smells in the water. The squidworm lives in one of the richest but most mysterious layers, the demersal zone, just above the ocean floor. It's the largest habitat on Earth and haven for undiscovered life. Also, we have added a secret message in this video. Use your sharp eyes and hashtag TheUnleashed in the comment section to give your answer, and who knows, you might win a gift card. Number 7. Greenland shark. Greenland sharks are among nature's least elegant inventions. Lumpish with stunted pectoral fins that they use for ponderously slow swimming in cold and dark Arctic waters, they have blunt snouts and gaping mouths that give them an unfortunate, dull-witted appearance. Many live with worm-like parasites that dangle repulsively from their comias. They belong appropriately enough to the family of Squalidae and appear as willing to gorge on fresh halibut as and rotting polar bear carcasses. Once widely hunted for their liver oil, today they are considered bycatch. For some fishermen, a biologist recently told me netting a Greenland shark is about as welcome as stepping in dog poo. And yet the species has an undeniable magnetism. It is among the world's largest predatory sharks, growing up to 18 feet in length, but also among its most elusive. Its life history is a black box, one that researchers have spent decades trying in vain to peer inside. Where do Greenland sharks mate? What is their global range and population structure? And most enticing of all, how long do they live? A study begun in 1930s suggested that the species' lifespan might well be extraordinary, based on the slow growth rate of a single shark that a scientist was lucky enough to catch twice. Verifying this, however, proved nearly impossible. Number 6. Neapolis. Archaeologists have come across a vast network of underwater ruins making up the ancient Roman city once known as Neapolis, which was largely washed away by a powerful tsunami around 1700 years ago. The dramatic deep-sea find includes streets, monuments, and around 100 tanks used to produce garum, a fermented fish sauce that was a popular condiment in ancient Rome and Greece and is likely to have been a significant factor in the Neapolis economy. Expeditions to find Neapolis involving researchers from the Tunisian National Heritage Institute and the University of Sassari in Italy have been running since 2010, but the breakthrough came recently thanks to favorable weather conditions. The ruins stretch out over 20 hectares, almost 50 acres, according to the team that discovered them, and show that Neapolis was indeed partly submerged by a tsunami caused by an earthquake on 21st July in 365. Number 5. Ancient silver. The SS Garasopa was a 125-meter steel-hulled British cargo steamship that was enlisted in the service of the United Kingdom Ministry of War, Transport and sunk by a German U-boat on February 16, 1941, approximately 300 miles southwest of Galway. In 2011, Odyssey located the Garasopa shipwreck approximately 4,700 meters below the surface of the North Atlantic in international waters 300 miles off the coast of Ireland. Recovery operations on the site were conducted by the Odyssey team of project managers, ROV operators and engineers starting in 2012. In July of that year, Odyssey announced the recovery of approximately 48 tons of silver. That means 1.4 million ounces of silver from the shipwreck. To date, over 110 tons or 2,792 silver ingots, more than 99% of the insured silver document to be on board, has been recovered from the SS Garasopa. This groundbreaking operation is one of the largest to be conducted in the deep ocean. The project was featured in the 3-part Discovery Channel series Silver Rush. Number 4. Grenadier. Grenadier, also called rat tail, any of about 300 species of abundant deep sea fishes of the family Macrouridae, found along the ocean bottom in warm and temperate regions. The typical grenadier is a large-headed fish with a tapered body ending in a long rat-like tail bordered above and below by the anal and second dorsal fins. The eyes are large and the mouth is on the underside of the head. The often extended snout presumably aids in rooting about the bottom for food. Some species have light organs and some can produce sounds by means of paired muscles attached to a swim bladder. This fish is usually about 30 to 60 centimeter long. Number 3. Neptune Memorial Reef. Ancient-looking columns guarded by carved lions mark the entryway into a lost city located 40 feet below the surface of the sea, complete with stone roads, soaring gates, and crumbling ruins. Originally named Atlantis Memorial Reef, the lost city is part of an underwater cemetery that also acts as an artificial reef, sponsored by the Neptune Society, a cremation company. Located about 3 miles off the coast of Key Biscayne in Miami, the undersea cemetery was designed by Florida artist Kim Brandel and opened in 2007. Cremated remains are cast into concrete memorials and placed within the sunken necropolis, where divers can explore or visit with loved ones. Shipwrecked diver Bert Kilbride, once listed as the oldest living scuba diver in the Guinness Book of World Records, is interred here in a palace of honor at the top of one of the entry columns at the reef gate. Most of the architecture in the 16-acre underwater cemetery is concrete with bronze and steel accents. It was intentionally designed to create a marine environment for fish and coral, in the end creating a city of the dead that is either enchanting or unbelievably creeping, depending on your interpretation. Number 2. SS Montgomery. Take a trip to the seaside town of Sheerness on Kent's Isle of Sheppey and a curious sight awaits you. A giant mural featuring a miserable-looking mermaid, hard on TNT detonation plunger, poised to obliterate a shipwreck in the sea behind her. "Welcome to Sheerness, you will have a blast," reads the accompanying sign. To visitors unfamiliar with the hazard lurking in the waters just beyond the town's seawall, a terrorist mermaid is an undeniably bizarre piece of public art. But to locals, she is a chilling reminder of the wartime relic that some believe threatens the town and the lives of its inhabitants, the wreck of World War II era ammunition ship, the SS Richard Montgomery. The ship lies just 1.5 miles from shore in the mouth of bustling Thames estuary. Clearly visible from the land, its rusting mast rising ominously from the water, the sunken vessel contains disturbing cargo, 1,400 tons of high explosives which many fear could go off at any time, potentially causing one of the most devastating non-nuclear peacetime explosives ever seen. Number 1. Shipwreck survivor. He had survived 3 days in an upside-down tugboat at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, and then he saw lights in the water. Air bubbles rose around the cook as he squatted in an air pocket. A diver was coming. Rescue seemed imminent for Harrison Ojeba O'Keefe. The 29-year-old still has nightmares and vows to never return to the sea again. He has taken a new job as cook on firm ground instead. O'Keefe was the only survivor in a crew of 12 when the boat capsized in Maine. It still haunts him. In addition, with being saddled with survivor's guilt, there are some Nigerians who believe he saved himself through black magic. The Jaskin 4 was resting on the seabed upside down at a depth of about 100 feet. The chubby cook survived on only 1 bottle of Coke. 2 flashlights that he had found gave up after less than 1 day. In the dark, he had almost given up hope after 3 days when he suddenly heard the sound of a boat, a hammering on the side of the vessel, and then After a while, saw lights and the rising waters around him bubbling.
And that would be all. Let's end this one here before it gets any creepier. If you think you enjoyed, do press the like button. In case you want to continue watching videos like these, go to our YouTube channel and have some fun, guys. Make sure to drop some comments and tell us how you like the channel. We are signing off now. Keep vibing.